everyone, and welcome back to Lucky Loaders 15, where I'll be giving you 3 of my best bets for tomorrow's racing. Before we get stuck into that, I'll just quickly do a recap on how our tips ran today. Unfortunately, it was a very disappointing day for us. We had no winners, we had no placed efforts. It was pretty rubbish, to be honest with you. It all started off with our nap at Bath in the 210 with a horse called Gherkin for Richard Kingscote and Stuart Kitto. The money was down for it. I think it went off even money come post time, but in the end just couldn't land a blow, and it didn't have the turn of speed to get involved. So really disappointing there, and just no excuses for it really. It had every chance but just couldn't fight it out for the win. But then moving on to that, we went into our next best at Bath with high Long Lou. There was some market support for him. We put him up at 6-1 each way last night. I think he went off around about 7-2 in the end, so there was some support for him. And to be fair, I thought he ran a credible race, but he probably just got tired in the last furlong. He just tracked the pace. He was in second, third place for most of the way, but in the end just wasn't good enough and just got closed down inside the last furlong for the place, you know. So that was very frustrating. He finished in 4th, and we put him up each way, so like all good each way bets, finish in 4th place. So that was disappointing there. And then our long shot as well, we put up Album at Yarmouth in the 420. And to be honest, I thought at one point again he was gonna finish in the frame, because you know he was keen early. Oisin got him settled afterwards, after the first furlong, and he got him into a good position. He was travelling nicely. The gap opened up for him. Oisin asked him to pick up, and he just couldn't go on. I think he saw out the trip okay. I think 7 furlongs is okay for him, but he just wasn't good enough on the day. And yeah, he finished in 5th place. Disappointing there, because I did fancy him to at least make the frame, but yeah, just very frustrating. But enough of me waffling on about how our selections ran today. Let's talk about tomorrow's tips, and we're going to be starting off with our next best tomorrow, where I'm going with a horse called Minella Warrior for David Bass and Kim Bailey. Now this is a nice novice chase on paper. You've got a John Joe O'Neill horse in here called Young Wolf, I think it is, and then you've also as well got Paul Nicholls in here with one called Darling Malte. But Minella Warrior on official ratings is the best horse in the race, and Kim Bailey's stable have been in good form at the moment. He's had some nice winners. You might remember earlier in the week he sent out a horse called El Presente, who was well handicapped. He absolutely bolted up, and I think Minella Warrior can go well tomorrow too. He likes to go well fresh, has got a decent record. The ground conditions are going to be his favour as well. He likes good ground, so that shouldn't be a problem. And also as well, he's a proven course winner. He won over hurdles here a couple of years ago, so there's a lot to like about his chances tomorrow with the yard in form. And he's got some good form in the bag over fences. I thought his encouraging effort over fences when he finished behind Mulcahy's Hill was good effort at Cheltenham, but then you can forgive him on his second chase start when he was racing on soft ground. That doesn't suit him at all. But I think, like I said, moving on to a good surface tomorrow and coming in there fresh, I think he's the most solid candidate. And for me at 6-4, his current price, I think that's a fair bit of value. And I think maybe come post time tomorrow, he could maybe touch odds on. I wouldn't be at all surprised if he maybe went off at around about 10-11, that kind of price. So yeah, I think Minella Warrior tomorrow's got solid claims in the 210 Uttoxeter, and that's why he's going to be my next best. We then go to Sandown for the evening racing with my nap. We're going with a horse here called High Commissioner. Now this High Commissioner is currently 5-1 with bookmakers at the moment. Now in this 7:30 race at Sandown, it looks quite competitive, but I just thought High Commissioner was a solid candidate to go very close. And if you look at his form, he's got some good form to his name. He's always been running well in handicaps, and last time he was made favourite for Paul and Ollie Cole, and he just didn't quite see out the trip. He was tackling a mile and 6, I believe it was, but yeah, he just set it up for the others. And he's a horse who likes to get on with things. He likes to be towards the front, and he's going to be dropping down tomorrow to 10 furlongs. And I think that trip and the style of running will really suit him tomorrow over this course. Sandown is normally notorious for horses doing well that race close to the pace, and I think he's got a good chance. They're going to be putting cheek pieces as well tomorrow, first time on him, and he's got a good draw in stall 2 as well to get a nice handy position. Kieran Fallon as well is a positive jockey booking. He's able to claim a handy £3, and I just think there's a lot to like about this horse. Also as well, the stable been going okay. They had a 50-1 shot win at Sandown yesterday, so definitely starting to run well now, their horses. And I just think High Commissioner, even though there's lots of horses in this race, he just might be able to get an easy lead and set the fractionals, and he just could be a tough nut to crack. And at 5-1, I think that's a fair price, and that's why he is going to be my nap. We then end with my long shot at Sandown with a horse called Dutch Painting for Kieran Fallon again, claiming 3, and Michael Bale. Now, this horse has already got a bit of experience in the book. Took a couple of times last season to get going, but did break its maiden tag by winning a race at Goodwood. Now, last time we saw it, it made its seasonal return at Chelmsford when it finished 7th. In actually a race that's worked out okay, because the winner that day ran a credible race to go and finish 5th in the Sandringham Handicap at Royal Ascot. The second place horse has broke her maiden tag for Roger Varian. You had the third place horse as well, Indie Angel, go and win for John Gosden recently. And if you go and look at some of the other horses, they still have managed to place in warmer contests, arguably. So the form of that Chelmsford race has worked out quite well, and the handicapper has dropped this horse now to a mark of 75. Now, that race at Chelmsford was over a mile, but this horse suggested that probably going up in trip tomorrow is going to suit it. If you look at the race at Chelmsford last time out, it was kind of outpaced at one stage and then stayed on strongly, suggesting that maybe going up in trip shouldn't be a problem. If you look at the pedigree, it should have some hope for stamina. Actually is a half sister, this horse, to Hiroshima, who got 1.5 miles and is a decent staying horse. And there's some other horses as well that have gone over 1 mile and 10 furlongs in the pedigree, more on the dam side, because this horse is by Dutch Heart, who's normally considered to be a mile. But I think going up in trip tomorrow isn't a bad decision. There should be a couple of horses in here that might want to get prominent, and I just think it could set it up for a horse like Dutch Painting. She's currently 16-1, and I just think that's quite a nice each way bet there. I'd only recommend a small stakes each way bet, but still nonetheless I would be disappointed if this horse didn't go very close tomorrow to at least making the frame. So for me, Dutch Painting it is. That's going to be my long shot, and fingers crossed she can round off a good day. So just quickly recap on my 3 best tips. We go with my next best, which runs in the 2:10 at Uttoxeter, Minella Warrior 6-4 win only bet. My nap runs in the 7:30 at Sandown with High Commissioner 5-1 win only bet, and then my long shot goes in the 8 o'clock at Sandown, the last race there, with a horse called Dutch Painting for Michael Bell, 16-1 each way. So they're the 3 best tips for tomorrow. If you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button for more videos here on my YouTube channel. You can also as well follow me on Twitter, where my handle is @LuckyLoader15. And if you want to find out a little bit more about myself, why don't you not check out my website, which is www.chrisloaderracing.co.uk. There's a link in the description box below if you want to go and check it out. So I'd urge you to do so if you haven't done so already. But enough of me talking now. That's all I've got to say. Hopefully we can have some winners tomorrow. Please gamble responsibly, and we'll be seeing you soon.